Imagine a car that can fold up like a piece of paper. A car that can shrink, change shape, and fit into spaces so small you wouldn't believe it. Sounds like something from a science fiction movie, right? But what if I told you it's not just a fantasy? What if I told you that some of these folding cars were real, and even more shocking, some of them were mysteriously discontinued, banned, or hidden away from the public eye? Right now, there are prototypes of folding cars that are capable of amazing things. Cars that could solve massive problems like tight parking in crowded cities, or the growing need for smaller, more efficient vehicles. Yet despite all this innovation, you rarely see them on the road. So why is that? Why don't we see folding cars everywhere? Some believe that governments are hiding these inventions. Could they be trying to keep the public in the dark? Or maybe the big car companies are worried that these foldable cars could disrupt the entire auto industry? And what about the people who created these cars? Why did they just disappear from the spotlight? Could they be a threat to something larger? Stick with me because what you're about to see could change the way you think about cars forever. This journey is going to reveal some secrets that might surprise you, and you won't look at vehicles the same way again. The idea of a folding car isn't new. In fact, it goes back decades. As early as the 1960s, engineers were already thinking about ways to create vehicles that could change shape. Some designs looked like futuristic pods, while others had wheels that could tuck in like landing gear on a plane. By the 1980s, the military got involved. They wanted compact vehicles that could squeeze through tight spaces in urban battle zones. Imagine a Jeep that could shrink to avoid enemy fire or fit into narrow alleys. Sounds cool, right? But these projects never made it past the testing stage. Some say the technology wasn't ready, while others believe the military had bigger plans and kept it under wraps. Fast forward to the 2010s, and the world finally saw a real, working folding car. It was called the Hiroko, and it was designed as the perfect city car. Built by engineers from MIT in Spain, this little electric vehicle could shrink its wheelbase, making it half its original size. That meant you could park 3 of them in a single standard parking space. It was supposed to change urban transportation forever. No more parking struggles, no more oversized vehicles clogging the roads. Cities like Barcelona and Berlin were even considering adding them to their streets. But then, the project disappeared. No mass production, no city rollouts, just silence. The company behind Hiroko shut down, and the dream of a folding city car faded. Why? Was it funding issues? Or did someone want it gone? No one knows for sure. Hiroko wasn't the only folding car to make headlines. In recent years, other companies have tried to bring similar ideas to life. Hyundai's foldable pod concept. This small, futuristic vehicle was designed to be ultra-compact. It could shrink when parked and expand when driving. Hyundai showed off the idea, but it was never released to the public. The Renault Morphos. This electric car wasn't just a concept, it was a shape-shifting vehicle. It could stretch when you needed more space and shrink when you didn't. A game changer, right? But once again, it remained just a prototype. The secret military folding car. This one is where things get really interesting. Some reports suggest that military engineers developed a vehicle that could literally fold for transport. It was designed to be dropped into enemy zones, unfold in seconds, and drive away. But if such a car exists, why hasn't the public seen it? Could this technology be locked away for classified use? The pattern is clear. Whenever a folding car seems close to becoming real, it vanishes. Is it just bad luck, or is something bigger going on? In the next section, we'll explore why folding cars could be the future and why some people don't want that to happen. What if we find ourselves in a situation where we're driving through a packed city, searching for a parking spot? Every space is taken and frustration is building. Now imagine if your car could shrink on command, making enough room to fit into the tiniest gap. Sounds like magic, right? But with folding car technology, this could be possible. Cities like Tokyo and New York are known for their traffic and limited parking. A car that can adjust its size would be a game changer. No more circling the block for hours. Just shrink, park, and go. But it's not just about convenience. Folding cars could have serious advantages for military and spy operations. Think about secret agents in high-speed chases. A vehicle that could slip through tight spaces, shrink to hide, or even disguise itself as something else would be perfect for covert missions. It's straight out of a James Bond movie, but could it be real? Now let's go even further. What if folding cars became part of everyday life in ways we haven't imagined yet? Imagine self-driving cars that fold up and stack neatly when not in use. You wouldn't even need to own a car. Just call for one, and it unfolds to pick you up. What if your car could stretch when you need extra space and shrink when you're alone? You could customize its size based on the situation. No need to buy multiple cars for different needs. Wearable transportation is where things get really wild. What if a folding car became so compact that you could carry it like a backpack, unfold it when needed, drive away, and then fold it back up when you arrive? It sounds futuristic, but with advancements in lightweight materials and AI-driven mechanics, it might not be that far off. The potential is incredible, but if folding cars offer so many benefits, why aren't they everywhere? In the next segment, we'll explore some of the biggest theories and the strange reasons why these vehicles may be kept from the public. If folding cars offer so many benefits, why aren't they on the streets today? Why do they seem to appear, make headlines, and then vanish? Some believe the answer lies in something much bigger, something hidden from the public eye. Government bans. Think about it. If a folding car could reduce traffic and parking issues, wouldn't governments be eager to adopt them? But what if the problem isn't about space? What if it's about money? Gasoline-powered cars are a massive source of revenue. If folding electric cars became the norm, what would happen to fuel sales, to road taxes, to car registrations? Some believe oil companies don't want the shift and have used their influence to keep these vehicles from going mainstream. Car manufacturers blocking innovation? The car industry thrives on selling bigger, more expensive vehicles. SUVs, luxury sedans, high-end trucks, they all bring in massive profits. Now imagine a world where a compact folding car replaces those. Suddenly, car makers wouldn't be able to sell oversized, high-priced vehicles. Would they really allow that to happen? Think about how often new car technologies get delayed or scrapped. Could folding cars be a victim of this same resistance to change? What if folding cars do exist, but only for military use? Some reports suggest that armies have developed foldable, transportable vehicles for secret missions. If true, we're only seeing a fraction of what this technology can really do. And if the military has working folding vehicles, would they ever allow them to become public knowledge? The Hiraco mystery. It was supposed to revolutionize city driving. Governments backed it. Cities planned to use it. And then, silence. Funding was cut, production stopped, and the company behind it collapsed. No clear reason, just gone. Hyundai's foldable car, just a concept? Hyundai unveiled a foldable pod car that could shrink for easy parking. But years later, there's still no release date. Just concept art. Why? Did someone stop it from becoming real? The erased patent. One of the strangest cases involves a folding car patent that disappeared. A design for a compact, self-shrinking car was filed years ago. But when researchers tried to find it again, it was gone. No record, no explanations, just erased. What could be so dangerous about this idea that it had to be wiped from history? Are we being pushed toward bigger, less efficient cars on purpose? For decades, we've been told that we need massive trucks and powerful SUVs. But what if that's just marketing? What if the real reason folding cars haven't taken off is because they threaten an industry built on making vehicles larger, more expensive, and less practical? So here's the real question. Is it just bad luck that folding cars keep disappearing? Or is there someone making sure they never reach the public? It's one thing to talk about folding cars, but seeing them in action? That's a whole different experience. Let's break down some real-life examples and find out why these vehicles look so promising, yet never made it to the streets. The Hiraco was one of the most well-documented folding cars, and for good reason. Watching it shrink in real time is almost surreal. The wheels tuck in, the body compacts, and suddenly, you have a car half its original size. Perfect for city parking. But was it practical? Some experts say the design was too fragile for real-world use. Others think it was ahead of its time and simply didn't get the funding it needed. Either way, the footage proves it worked. So why did it vanish? Hyundai's folding pod, is it practical? Hyundai's futuristic pod looked like something out of a sci-fi movie. It was compact, smooth, and could fold into a tiny cube. The idea was simple. When parked, it would shrink to take up minimal space, and when driving, it would expand for comfort. But here's the catch. Hyundai never moved past the concept stage, so was it just a marketing stunt? Or did they hit roadblocks that they didn't want to admit? Now here's where things get really interesting. What about the folding cars we don't have footage of? What about the designs that were erased from history? Digital renderings have been created to visualize what these lost vehicles might have looked like. Imagine a car that folds like origami, transforming at the push of a button. Some engineers believe it's possible, but without access to the original patents and blueprints, we can only speculate. What if someone out there already has a working version, but they're keeping it secret? We researched automotive engineers and industry experts who gave their take on why folding cars aren't a reality yet. Their answers were revealing. Some say the materials just aren't strong enough. Cars need to be rigid and safe, and folding mechanisms could make them too fragile for daily use. Others argue it's all about money. Folding cars could be cheaper and more efficient, meaning big car companies wouldn't profit as much. Why would they push a product that could hurt their bottom line? Then there are those who believe the technology was never meant to be public in the first place. If the military has functional folding vehicles, would they ever let regular people own one? So we've seen the prototypes, we've heard the theories, but what happens next? In the final segment, we'll explore whether folding cars have a future or if they've been buried for good. We've explored the rise and disappearance of folding cars, but what if they made a return? Could modern technology finally make them a reality? And if so, who would be bold enough to lead the charge? The Tesla theory. Could Elon Musk's next innovation be a folding car? Tesla has already revolutionized electric vehicles, self-driving tech, and even space travel. But what if the next big reveal wasn't just another sleek sedan or truck? What if it was a car that could change shape on demand? Musk has hinted at wild new vehicle designs before. Could a compact, foldable Tesla be the solution to urban congestion? A car that expands on highways and shrinks in cities? It sounds like something straight out of a SpaceX lab. But with Tesla's history of breaking boundaries, it's not impossible. Artificial intelligence is already transforming the auto industry. But what if it went a step further? Imagine a car that learns your routine, knows when you need more space, and adjusts itself automatically. Heading into a parking garage? The AI shrinks the car to squeeze into a tight spot. Need extra leg room for a long drive? The AI expands the interior for comfort. Driving in heavy traffic? The car compacts itself to maneuver through lanes effortlessly. With advanced robotics and flexible materials, self-adjusting vehicles could be the next evolution of smart transportation. Cities around the world are struggling with traffic and pollution. Some have already started banning large vehicles from downtown areas. But what if governments went even further? What if they required all city cars to be foldable? Imagine entire streets filled with cars that shrink and stack neatly when parked. Traffic would be cut in half, parking spaces would double, and city life would be transformed. If major cities like Tokyo, New York, or London back this idea, we might see folding cars return, this time as a necessity, not just a novelty. Tesla isn't the only innovator in the game. Companies like Rivian, Lucid, and even Apple are entering the car industry. But what if a brand new startup disrupted everything? A company focused on the one thing no automaker has dared to perfect: folding technology. Imagine a sleek, futuristic car that collapses on command, lightweight, electric, and fully autonomous. It could be the first real alternative to traditional cars, sparking a new wave of transportation design. With the right funding and vision, the future of folding cars might not be a question of if, but when. Folding cars have been experimented with, developed, and mysteriously buried. But the idea has never truly died. If technology, demand, and innovation align, we might just see these incredible machines return. So what do you think? Are folding cars the future? Or will they remain a lost invention hidden from the public forever? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-blowing tech car mysteries.